Easy English Podcast. Hey everyone, welcome back to your very own English podcast, the English Podcast, helping you learn English and grow with real, meaningful conversations. I'm Erin.
And I'm Evan. And today we're getting into something deep, something that messes with all of us, no matter where we are in life. Thoughts. That voice in your head that just won't shut up sometimes. You know what I mean.
Oh yeah, that voice that replays every awkward thing you've ever said. It brings up old mistakes, fears, failures, even when everything around you seems calm. That's the power and the danger of our thoughts. Thoughts, not your circumstances, shape your reality. What does this mean? This idea is about mindset. The way you think about things is more important than the things themselves. In other words, it's not what happens to you, but how you think about it that determines how you feel, what you do, and how your life turns out.
Imagine two people lose their jobs on the same day. Person A thinks, I'm a failure. I'll never find another job. Everything's ruined. They feel hopeless, anxious, and stop trying. Their reality becomes negative and stuck. Person B thinks, okay, this is tough, but maybe this is a chance to find something better. They feel motivated to explore new opportunities, take a course, update their resume. Their reality becomes one of growth and possibility. Same situation, different outcomes, all because of thoughts.
Your inner world, your thoughts, creates your outer experience, your reality. Circumstances alone don't define your happiness, success, or peace. Your interpretation of them does. That's powerful. It means that no matter what happens around you, how you think about it is what shapes your experience. External events don't control your emotions or decisions. Your thoughts about those events do. Example: two students both fail a test. One thinks, I'm stupid. The other thinks, I didn't study enough. Next time I will. The first gives up. The second improves. Same failure, different thoughts, different results.
Two people can go through the same situation, but one feels broken and the other grows. Why? Because of mindset. Here she introduces the idea of mindset, your overall attitude or pattern of thinking. A fixed mindset says, this is who I am. I can't change. A growth mindset says, I can learn, improve, and grow. A growth mindset creates a reality full of learning and progress. A negative mindset creates a reality full of fear and failure.
If you believe I'm stuck, you feel stuck. But if you shift your thoughts to I'm learning, then you start seeing solutions. Changing just one thought changes your entire path. This reminds me of Bruce Lee's famous quote, empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water.
Yes, think about it. Water flows. It adopts. It doesn't resist. Our mind is the same. It's fluid. It's always moving, changing.
And biologically, our brains are about 70% water. So when we feel inconsistent or we overthink, it's not a failure. It's how our minds are built. Mental noise is normal.
Instead of fighting it, we need to embrace that flexibility. Guide your thoughts like water. Don't freeze them.
Don't control, shape your flow.
Controlling thoughts is less effective than shaping mental flow.
We're taught to think positive or stop overthinking, but the truth is, you can't just shut off your brain.
Right, but you can shape your mental environment. Set up routines, choose your space, create the right cues. These things help your thoughts move in the direction you want.
It's like surfing. You don't control the ocean, but you can ride the wave. That's what real self-control looks like. Not forcing silence, but shaping direction.
Your space shapes your thoughts.
Have you ever tried working at your desk and nothing happens? But then you go to a coffee shop and suddenly you're productive.
All the time. Same task, same brain, totally different flow.
That's because your environment changes your mental energy. The sights, sounds, even smells, all of it creates new cues that shift your focus.
So when your mind feels stuck or chaotic, maybe you don't need motivation. Maybe you need a new space. Real discipline comes from alignment.
This leads us to another idea. Discipline doesn't come from pressure, it comes from alignment.
Yes, when your thoughts and your actions support each other, you don't need to force yourself. You want to do the work.
Discipline becomes natural when it fits your rhythm. That's how you avoid burnout. You're flowing, not fighting.
Confidence is a mental environment.
Here's something many people miss. Confidence isn't about perfection. It's about mental support.
When your inner voice is kind, you start to believe in yourself, even if you're not perfect, even if you fail.
We often sabotage our own growth with harsh thoughts. But when your mind becomes your cheerleader, even just a little, you begin to build self-growth, not inner conflict.
Letting go of perfectionism.
Some people are obsessed with being perfect. They pressure themselves to do everything right all the time.
And that leads to anxiety and fear, constant stress.
But life isn't perfect. We all make mistakes. When you let go of that obsession, you give yourself room to adapt, to breathe.
And that's the beginning of true reflection and healing. You're not broken. You're just human.
That is effect on body language, the silent way we communicate.
Exactly. It's kind of amazing. You might be saying one thing, but your body is telling a totally different story.
That's so true. Research shows that over 70% of our communication is nonverbal. That means your facial expressions, your posture, even your eye contact. They all say something before you even speak.
Let's take an example. Imagine someone says, "I'm fine," but their arms are crossed, shoulders slouched, and they're not looking at you. Do you believe them?
Definitely not. Because here's the thing, the body rarely lies. Unlike words, which we can control or even fake, our body often reveals our real emotions.
That's why body language is so important in job interviews, police investigations, even relationships. It helps us understand what's really going on beneath the surface.
Let's talk about some specific science. For example, open hands usually show honesty and openness.
Right, but when someone hides their hands or clenches them tightly, it might mean they're nervous or defensive.
Another one, eye contact. If someone avoids looking you in the eye, they might feel uncomfortable or even dishonest.
And posture. When someone leans forward, it usually means they're interested and engaged. But if they lean back or turn away, maybe they're bored or disagreeing.
So, what can we do with all this information?
Well, first, be more aware of your own body language. What are you saying without words?
And second, start noticing others. Don't just listen to their words, watch how they say them.
Because sometimes the body speaks louder than the mouth ever could.
And we will discuss this topic in detail in the next episode.
We're talking about trauma and how our bodies and minds store painful experiences, even long after they're over. What is trauma and where does it go? So, Evan, let's start with this question. Why do some experiences stay with us, not just in our minds, but in our bodies too?
Great question. When we go through something painful, like a sudden loss, an accident, or emotional abuse, our nervous system goes into survival mode. It releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline and prepares us to either fight or run away.
Right, and normally, when the danger ends, the body returns to a calm state. But in trauma, that calm never really comes back. The body stays alert, like it's saying, be ready, it might happen again.
That's what scientists call nervous system dysregulation or hyperarousal. And that's why many people with trauma feel constant anxiety, tension, or even panic, even if nothing bad is happening at that moment.
How trauma shows up in daily life. Let's give an example. Imagine someone was in a car accident. Now, even months later, they feel their heart race every time they hear tires screech, even if it's just in a movie.
Exactly. The body remembers. It's like the trauma gets stored in the tissues, not just in the memory. This explains why trauma is not just in your head. It's in your nervous system, in your muscles, even in your breathing.
Trauma and mental health. So let's talk about the emotional effects. People who have stored trauma often experience overthinking and mental noise, difficulty sleeping, trouble concentrating, a sense of constant danger, low confidence, and self-worth.
And many don't even realize it's trauma. They just think, I'm too sensitive, I have anxiety, or there's something wrong with me.
But it's not weakness. It's the mind and body trying to protect you. They're stuck in a pattern that once kept you safe, but now it needs to change.
Healing, like water.
Let's bring in one of my favorite metaphors from Bruce Lee. He said, empty your mind, be formless, be like water.
Yes, I love that. Water flows, it adapts, it doesn't fight, it finds a way. And just like that, our minds can learn to let go, to move again, to heal.
But healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means creating a new kind of mental environment, one that's safe, flexible, and full of self-compassion.
Letting go of perfectionism.
And here's something important. A lot of people with trauma become obsessed with being perfect. Why? Because deep down, they believe if they're perfect, they'll be safe.
But that creates more stress, more anxiety, and more burnout. Letting go of perfection doesn't mean being lazy. It means accepting that life is messy and that we all make mistakes.
Vocabulary breakdown and shadowing practice to improve speaking English. Let's wrap up with some important vocabulary. I'll read a few slowly. Repeat after me. Great for shadowing and listening practice. Brain. Thoughts. Earth. Reality. Mind. Mental noise. Flow. Discipline. Confidence. Change. Self-control. Flexibility. Mental environment. Cues. Motivation. Chaos. Self-growth. Reflection. Inner conflict. Inner voice. Adaptation. Repeat this sentence with me slowly. My thoughts shape my reality, not my circumstances.
Vocabulary breakdown. The word thoughts. Meaning, what you think in your mind. Example, negative thoughts can make us feel stuck. The word circumstances. Meaning, the situation around you. Example, despite hard circumstances, she stayed strong. The word reality, meaning how life feels or appears to you. Example, your reality depends on your point of view. The word mindset, meaning your overall attitude or belief system. Example, a growth mindset helps you overcome challenges. The word respond, meaning how you react or answer to a situation. Example, it's not what happens, but how you respond that matters. The word trauma, meaning a deeply painful or disturbing experience that affects you emotionally or physically. Example, the accident left her with emotional trauma. The word nervous system, meaning the body's communication network. It controls how we feel, move, and react. Example: the nervous system helps us respond to danger quickly. The word mental noise, meaning too many thoughts or distractions in your mind that make it hard to focus or relax. Example: I couldn't sleep because of all the mental noise. The word adaptation, meaning the process of adjusting to new conditions. Example: her adaptation to life in a new country was impressive.
Thank you to everyone listening today. We hope this episode gave you something to hold on to and something to grow with. Take care of your thoughts, and they'll take care of you. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care and goodbye.